The CARICOM Secretariat and the World Food Program invite you to join the region's 25 by 2025 Food Security and Nutrition Revolution. Join us in being a part of the regional I Am Agriculture Youth Campaign. Experience testimonials from successful youth agri-entrepreneurs from across the region.
So my name is Anastasha Elliott. I was born and raised on the island of St. Kitts. My parents were also born and raised in St. Kitts. My mother is first generation born in St. Kitts. I am the eldest of 6 children, and so I had the weight of expectations of my family to achieve and be something more. I was always encouraged into entrepreneurship. It was something that the women in my family were encouraged into, not to go and work for anyone, especially a male, but to have their own business and be able to manage their own family themselves. And so it was something that I was, from a very young age, I think my mother started teaching me how to bake at 3. At least that's one of my very first memories, baking cake at 3. And so I think entrepreneurship was really where I always knew I would end up as a result of how I was raised. I started out as a baker. I had $100, 2 cake pans, and no orders. Right? And basically it was a bake sale. It was a way that I always saw my mom do to raise money at the end of the year. She didn't like to take bills from one year into the next, and so usually around October, November, we would always have a bake sale. And so for me, starting out needing money, it was what I turned to, doing a bake sale. And that bake sale ran for about 4 years. I ended up with a bespoke ice cream parlor and cake shop operating out of my house. At the end of the 4 years, I was like, okay, it's time to start. This is my time to really jump in. What I really had to think about was how I was going to get product on the market in a way that people would accept. So that was my challenge at that point. My family comes from Africa. My granddad was born in Africa. On my mother's side, her grandfather was born in the Dominican Republic. And so I have quite a bit of a mixed background, and because of that mixed recipes that I was able to draw on to create the products that I do have now. Everything is based on agriculture that is grown here on St. Kitts, using a lot of the herbal laws based here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I intertwine them with those of my family to create something that is unique to the space that I am in and unique to the problems that I am seeing around me. I would say my biggest challenge is finance, as in a small business, especially as a woman leading a small business in this space. Women tend to have it a little bit harder. I was also in a space that wasn't developed for entrepreneurship. I had to figure out other ways to get a lot of the assistance that I needed. I was forced to go outside of my country for a lot of help. My biggest successes, I would say, just basically having a business that is accepted locally, because that is always important, to be accepted in the space that you're in, because that is your base. Being able to basically travel with the name St. Kitts Nevis and be an ambassador as an entrepreneur, and sort of bring St. Kitts to a place where we are known as a place that produces things. I would say be sure what you want to do. You can't serve everyone, so really niche down into what you really want to offer and who you want to offer it to. I see too many people start up and they want to do everything for everybody, or they want to do one thing for everybody, and anybody else who comes into the space doing something similar, it's a big fight. You cannot serve everybody. Everybody is not going to purchase from you. You cannot control people's actions in that way. Yeah, we see big conglomerates do it through advertising, but you as a smart person, you just do not have an advertising budget. You cannot do it. Just really being real in what you're trying to do and who you're trying to do it to, and stick to your base, and do the best you can to that base.